It's a nightmare scenario. A mouse scuttles across the floor of your restaurant. There's a cockroach in the bread basket. Well, the food inspectors have seen it all too often. Pest infestations are the #1 reason why 1,000 food outlets were shut down last year. You've got to watch out, because the bugs are about. Yes, it's an infestation in Brent, North London, home to 250,000 people, 2,000 food outlets, a whole load of creepy crawlies, and a Lebanese restaurant that could be getting into a whole load of trouble. Petra serves over 50 meals a day and is owned by this man, Mr. Kalani. His restaurant was closed down last week when food inspector Andreas Kirscher found it crawling with cockroaches.
I think really it's always the sheer number of the insect that you encounter, which is really, really off-putting. Also, the feces have a very specific smell, and it goes into your nose.
Not only did Andreas find cockroaches, he also found evidence of mice. The owner says he's tackled the problem, but if the infestation is still there, Mr. Kalani will not be able to open for business.
So what have you done?
Everything.
Everything meaning what? You have cleaned? I can see it's cleaner, yeah?
Yeah.
I think it's best if I have a look for myself, yeah?
Andreas is no slouch. He knows exactly where to look for pests, and after 10 minutes, he's already discovered what he's after.
What's going on under here? There's a cockroach running, yeah? You see it? Yeah? There's a dead and one barely alive one. Okay, so basically that means you still have an ongoing infestation, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Cockroaches are really very dirty bugs. They thrive in dark, moist places, eat just about anything, including feces, and spread diseases all over our food.
To get rid of all of them, yeah? Okay. That may involve moving all that out, yeah, and cleaning and scraping the whole floor, yeah?
It's not looking good for Mr. Kalani, and now there's even more bad news.
There's definitely you still have some mouse droppings in here, yeah? They are all mouse droppings.
Old one, is it?
Well, I don't know if they're old or not, yeah? And you can see there's some more in this corner. And here as well. You see all these black spots there, yeah? Okay, let's have a look down here.
Mice carry both E. coli and salmonella, two of the biggest causes of food poisoning. And they can also squeeze through pencil-sized holes, so it's important to keep all your food in sealed containers.
This is the open stuff, yeah? This you have to throw away, yeah?
Okay.
As we agreed. So if you want to get a rubbish bag now, throw it away so I can witness that, yeah? Okay?
Getting rid of cockroaches and mice is not easy. It's something best left to the professionals.
You can't reopen, yeah? Okay? There's no way.
Every day the restaurant is not open, the owner is losing money. The question is, can he clear up before he goes bust? Closing down places can be tough on traders, but when you know that up to 200 people every year die of food poisoning, then you realise it's something, sometimes it just has to be done. I'll be back later on to see how Andreas tackles the food outlets whose bad practice could put our lives at risk.
You're exposing your customers to getting food poisoning.
Now, though, we're off to Northamptonshire and the market town of Kettering. It has 80,000 people, 800 food outlets, and one woman who deserves really good music to introduce her.
It's probably not the best place to keep your skewers.
There are some bits of food.
I don't think you should be in the kitchen. You're not even wearing a uniform.
Standards are not good.
So it could also be a fire hazard. It just doesn't look very professional.
Yes, meet Eleni Vassilopoulou. She knows what it's like to be on the other side of kitchen inspections because she used to work in them, so don't say she doesn't know what she's talking about.
I loved being a chef. I loved cooking. I loved the buzz of the kitchen. I worked in London for about 7, 8 years in professional kitchens. It has really helped when somebody will try to lie to me or pretend that they have cleaned somewhere when they actually haven't. So, you know, a business that tries to fool us doesn't always work because we know what they're up to.
Today, Eleni's paying a visit to the Naseby Hotel in the centre of town.
You surprised to see me?
Yeah.
Last inspection wasn't very good, was it?
Yes, correct.
Okay. There were some changes to the staff in the kitchen?
The head chef was here before, he's gone.
Right.
We've got 2 new chefs in the kitchen.
Eleni found cleanliness and staff training far below the required standard on her last visit a month ago. She told the management she wanted big improvements and fast. And no wonder. The hotel hosts functions for up to 150 people, and the restaurant can cater for around 60 guests a day. And all those meals are prepared here.
Are you using this? Or is it disused? Disused equipment is one of my pet hates because it collects dust and bacteria you don't need. You can sell it on eBay, make some money, and take everyone out for a drink. I think cleaning as they go along is the answer to this. It just doesn't look great. It feels a bit sticky as well. That looks a bit suspicious. A cremated chicken wing. Lovely. What are these for? Really? Really? Have you heard of oven cloths? Yeah. Chef, have you heard of oven cloths? Which one is yours? Thank you. So we go put these in the bin, yeah? There's food spillages already on them, and nobody's actually bothered. You've got a whip? Yeah, crack it sometimes. It really helps.
The inspection goes from bad to worse. Health hazards in the fridge.
This is cooked, and this is obviously raw on the same tray.
And dangers in the storage areas too.
I know it's just a flour lid, but it shows that business are not taking much pride in how they cover their food.
Open and uncovered, these bags make tempting targets.
I'm worried because you haven't got a pest problem, have you? You haven't got mice, have you?
No.
But this is a perfect environment for a mouse. Just to eat away at all this lovely dry food. Do you have petty cash available to you?
Yes.
Just send somebody out to the shop, please, and get some food-safe containers with lids. The problem that I've got, wherever I see bits of food on shelving, I keep worrying that there is a little friend gnawing at the bags.
Happily, there are no mice here, but then mice aren't the only things that bite.
Okay, this is interesting. Somebody just went like that. You can tell. Yeah? I really can't stand cheese. Yeah. It needs to be wrapped, looked after. Careful, don't spill it everywhere and slip. No, it's not improved, really. I want to help them, but then there's only so many times I can tell them something. I am considering serving some improvement notices, but I'm not sure yet. I'll have to take a few deep breaths and reconsider a few things.
Legal notices would force the hotel to clean up and improve staff training, or risk prosecution and closure. It's the owner's responsibility, but for now, Eleni gives her warning to manager Sébastien.
I know you guys want to do well. I can see that you want to do well. Otherwise, you wouldn't be taking notes. But you need to crack the whip as well. Stop being so nice. Yeah?
The hotel has a series of functions booked over the next few weeks. It needs to improve standards urgently.
I'm going to lose sleep, I think, if I don't sort them out. I really felt like just doing all the cleaning for them today. I really did. Which doesn't fill me with confidence.
Eleni has to decide whether to serve legal notices when she returns in a week's time.
So, inspectors like Eleni may be able to enter premises where food's prepared commercially, but they have no right to go into our homes, which, ironically, are where most food poisoning outbreaks start. Their powers don't extend to most workplaces either, and they present their own dangers. Now, a massive 2/3 of all office workers have their lunch at their desks, and most of them don't clean up before they eat. Now, a recent report claims that our desks in the office are covered in bacteria, and some of our keyboards are dirtier than our toilets. Still hungry? Well, they are at this central London office, and all that might be about to change. Today, our own food inspector Ben Milligan's joining me on a visit to this IT company. Most staff here eat and drink at their desks. It's coming up to lunchtime, and they have no idea we're dropping in. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Can I have your attention, please? I can tell you now that you are just about to have a food inspection. So if you could all stand up, don't touch a thing, OK, and just step away from your desk. 17 million people suffered from a tummy bug last year, and that caused nearly 11 million lost working days. Want to know some of the more surprising hazards of eating lunch at the office? OK. Well, your desk surface is likely to contain 100 times more bacteria than a kitchen table. Your keyboard is constantly accumulating dirt, up to 2 grams of it every month. Compared to men, the average female office worker has up to 4 times the amount of germs in, on, and around her work area. So I need a woman. In the interest of research, of course. It looks like quite a clean desk.
Yeah, that's the thing. These things do look clean. It's the things that you can't see that are lurking that are the problem.
So you washed your hands, obviously, before you had your sandwich?
I did, yes.
But obviously, I've seen you. You're beavering away. Answer the phone?
Not that phone, my mobile.
There's a risk for a start. Unless you clean your mobile regularly, it's likely to be harbouring germs. And ready for this? Research has shown that 16% of handsets are contaminated with faeces. Would you mind if we tested your phone?
No, I don't mind.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. It might put you off your cheese sandwich.
Yeah. I'm not hungry anymore.
Well, no. Ben's environmental monitor is a good indicator of surface contamination. Anything above 1,000 means it shouldn't be anywhere near food.
So yeah,
Did you get that reading? Way over what it should be.
it's not filthy. It's certainly not clean.
Yes. I shall be cleaning it from now on.
Okay.
Tough economic times have made eating in more popular. Nearly 3/4 of us now take our own food to work at least once a week. The credit crunch lunch may be easier on the pocket, not necessarily on your health.
When did you come in?
11 o'clock-ish.
Okay, so it's been out the refrigeration for a couple of hours. Yeah.
Right, so what does that mean for the temperature? Ben checks. Without refrigeration, it's warmed up to a point where it could be hazardous.
At the minute, it's about 19 degrees. Between 8, 63, that's when bacteria love to play around, multiply. So if you're leaving it at room temperature, then you've got 4 hours, really. So after 4 hours, you would either bring it back under temperature control, get it less than 8 degrees, or chuck it away.
Yeah, have you had your lunch yet?
I have.
What did you have?
I had a baguette.
A baguette from a shop?
Yes,
Did you eat it here?
I did.
Okay.
I don't eat off there.
No, you don't. But you touch there and then eat.
Yeah. Well, I normally eat, then I wash my hands and I eat.
So you've never touched the keyboard in between mouthfuls?
Yeah, yes, probably.
OK, another hidden risk. Keyboards are a playground for bacteria unless you sanitise them regularly. And here's a horrible thought. If your office has mice, they can leave droppings on the keyboard as they search for food at night.
There's a lot here.
It's gone off my head.
The little short hairs.
Do you want to take a swab of his keyboard?
I think we'd better.
Yeah, because I'd be very interested, because that is very similar to my office.
Okay.
And I think you may find 1 or 2 living organisms in there.
Maybe more than that. Possibly more than that.
Ben's inspection shows if you eat your lunch at your desk, there's a lot more danger than you may think. So, to avoid those unwelcome sick days, here are a few rules to remember. Make sure you tip up and clean your keyboard on a regular basis to get rid of crumbs and grease. Wipe your phone, especially your mobile, with a sanitizer to keep it germ-free. Store your lunch in the fridge instead of on your desk, and always use the microwave if your office has one.
We're back in Brent, where it is the job of Food Inspector Andreas Kirscher to keep the people of North London free from food poisoning. But he's also part of the bigger picture, because Andreas collects swabs and samples which go into a national survey on food hygiene. He's a busy guy.
I'm from Brent Council, from Environmental Health.
This means sampling chopping boards, kitchen equipment and surfaces, even the employees.
Thank you very much.
And then sending it all to the Health Protection Agency. While most swabs taken from the study come back clear, for one kebab shop there is a worry.
We found a great number of Enterobacteriaceae.
To you and I, this means that the sample from that shop contained more than 100 species of bacteria that are normally found in your intestines.
It's an indicator of poor food hygiene, temperature control, and especially poor cleaning. We also found some quite high number of E. coli and Listeria.
E. coli can cause serious illness in healthy adults and even death in the young and the elderly. Listeria can cause miscarriages, so results like this call for an urgent revisit. Now, here's something you didn't know. Andreas is Brent's undisputed kebab expert.
If people would know what's in the kebab, I think they wouldn't eat that many. We've done extensive studies with kebabs. I mean, we did an extensive study of what's in them, actually. And we found, obviously, there's extremely high levels of fats, saturated fats, salts, and obviously the quality of the meat in the kebab is not great at all. So... Hi there. Hiya. From Environmental Health?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So we're just going to wait a minute until the proprietor arrives.
Now, with a health inspector at the counter, you might expect the staff to do things by the book.
Okay.
Not this chap.
What are you doing with the stuff in there? This is not cooked. I can see it's cold, man. I'm gonna have to go in now, yeah?
The man is adamant that the kebab is cooked. But the inspector's thermometer proves otherwise. And if the meat hasn't been heated properly, the risk of food poisoning is huge.
Before you hot hold it, yeah, you have to heat it.
Yeah, we heat it.
Now you didn't heat it because this is 21 Celsius.
I heat it, then the customer come here, that's why I leave it. Then I serve.
No. You heat the food to above 75 Celsius when you reheat it, yeah?
I heat it already.
And then you can hot hold it. But this
Okay.
food, listen, it's 12:26. You open at what time? 11:30. Yeah. So you're telling me this one has been heated and has cooled down to 21 Celsius, yeah, from heating to get cold again, and now you're putting it there and keeping it warm, yeah. So this stuff, I'm telling you, you have to take out, yeah, and dispose of now. Okay?
And off it goes. The owner arrives. He was already in trouble after the swab tests showed E. coli and Listeria present on his premises. After what Andreas has just seen, he's now in deep.
This is completely unacceptable. This item clearly has come out of your fridge. Yeah, it's sitting there for an hour now. Your staff cutting off the food. It really clearly shows that your staff, they haven't got a clue. The least thing I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna serve your hygiene improvement notice for training, because in my opinion, yeah, your staff, they are not trained adequately. You're exposing your customers to getting food poisoning. If you poison somebody, you will be liable personally, and you know, whatever compensation comes your way is not going to be in the hundreds. It's going to be in the tens of thousands if you cause food poisoning on any sort of scale. Yeah. It was clear at the time when I walked in that they didn't know exactly what food hygiene means. That is quite clear. If you cut off raw meat and just put it into a heating dish, it's really, really bad. They haven't got a clue about food hygiene. yeah, that do not know the basics, yeah, which is scary, yeah, because there's a good chance that they poison somebody.
The owner has 3 weeks to comply with the improvement notice. If he doesn't, he'll be committing a punishable offence.
If you want to avoid being struck down by food poisoning, you need to know what to look out for. 3/4 of confirmed cases are caused by just 5 types of bacteria, and one particular bug makes around 1,000 of us ill every week. This is Campylobacter, the daddy, the #1 cause of all food poisoning. It looks pretty harmless in a petri dish there. Let's have a look at it under the microscope. Well, as you can see, they're spiral-shaped bacteria with flagella. Well, tails to you and me, and they will help them swim and fly up and down your body. So, where does Campylobacter come from? Well, a popular breeding ground is unpasteurised milk and unpasteurised cheese. But this is the biggest culprit, the innocent chicken. 65% of all raw chicken has Campylobacter. Amazing. So, what are the symptoms? Well, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, stomach cramps, and you'll probably have a fever, and this can last up to 10 days. So how do we avoid Campylobacter? Well, think about hygiene in the kitchen. That means washing your hands regularly. Always cook your meat thoroughly. Now, poultry should reach the temperature of 74 degrees Celsius. And by the way, all those people that are washing your chicken, that doesn't help. That merely splashes the bacteria all over the kitchen. So, to avoid becoming another food poisoning statistic, remember, wash your hands regularly, especially after you've put food packaging in the bin. Never, ever wash raw chicken. When storing food in the fridge, keep raw meat away from everything else. And when you're eating leftovers, always reheat thoroughly.
A week after her visit to Kettering's Naseby Hotel, Food Inspector Eleni Vassilopoulou is back. Only this time, she's packing. She has 3 enforcement notices demanding an improvement in hygiene, staff training and building structure.
If they don't comply with these hygiene improvement notices, then that's a direct offence, and we will be going to court due to non-compliance with the notices.
It's serious stuff, although the boss of the hotel doesn't seem to be treating the matter with too much urgency.
Still waiting to hear from you from last week.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my boss to find out when...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's here now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
He's here.
Because I've decided that I'm going to be serving notices. It's good that he's here, so I can explain it to him properly. These are the actual notices, so I can wait until he gets off the phone to explain them to him as well.
No, he's very busy today, so I'm
Yeah.
going to check with him first.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if you just pay me.
Yeah.
I'm just going to...
Thanks. His boss is apparently very busy today. It really upsets me when people say they're very busy. We'll just have to wait now to see if he's got time to see me. I'm trying not to get really annoyed on camera. Just want to barge through the door.
Still on the phone, he's busy.
He's still on the phone, okay. Do I still wait?
If you got an hour to spare, yeah.
Well, we can have his call interrupted. I mean, this is important, as you can appreciate.
Yeah, no, I appreciate this, but for the moment he's busy trying to resolve all the issues.
They are legal documents, so they have to be followed. The business needs to demonstrate that they are willing to help. If an owner of a business is too busy to speak to the environmental health officer, then it's not good. It's poor. It shows that they don't put food safety first, and eventually they'll pay for it.
In Brent, Andreas Kirscher has gone back to the Lebanese restaurant he closed down because it was infested with mice and cockroaches.
You can't reopen it. There's no way.
The owner, Mr. Kalani, has to prove that he's dealt with the problem, and that means producing 2 pest control reports saying it's all clear.
Okay, so it says here no cockroaches and mice have been found in the shop. And on the 23rd it says we did check for mice, did not find signs We did check for cockroaches, did not find signs of them. Okay, so you have 2 clear reports there as required. That means we'll have a look around, yeah? Now we have a look here, there's nothing in there. That's a clear trap up here. Great. Again, that trap is clear as well.
So far, so good.
I think the last time the mouse droppings, we had them on this side, yeah? Okay, so there's no new droppings here. Trap is clear.
But with no money coming in, the owner desperately needs to be given the all clear and allowed to reopen.
Okay, well, up to this, it seems you're clear, yeah? It seems the infestations have been eliminated and can reopen your premises. Okay, great.
It's good news for Mr. Kalani, but he's not getting off scot-free. Andreas will be paying him weekly visits to make sure that the problems don't come back. Eleni returns to the Naseby Hotel, and this time the owner does speak to her. He's hired a new chef who's able to reassure her that all the problems she's identified have been addressed.
Yeah, they've complied with the notices. Everything is labelled. He's keeping records of temperatures. So I'm much happier today with what they've done. I really want them to get even better. But at the moment, as we stand, I'm happy to walk away and say, well done, and we'll see you again in 8 or 9 months.
3 weeks after serving legal notices, Andreas returns to find Master Kebab vastly improved. As well as imposing strict food handling systems, including cooking kebabs thoroughly, manager Nadeem has also put every employee through a level 2 food hygiene course.
I have to be very, very careful how we're cooking the food and where we're keeping it, on what temperature. Food safety is very important for me.
Nice. Andreas will come back again in 6 months to make sure standards are being maintained.